Welcome to Watcher of Realms. I just wanted to share my thoughts and opinion on the gold situation, especially when it comes to selling gear. Now, there are two main ways to get gold when playing Watcher of Realms. Of course, there's many other ways, but the two popular ones either tend to be the resource raid through gold raid here. For example, stage 7, you can get 31,800 gold per run, and that's not with any additional bonuses, in case you were wondering. But the other way you can do it, and it tends to be more so mid-late game, where you're not using all your stamina up just for gold raids, but you're actually combining it with the gear raids. You do gear raids, you get gear and items which can be used for your heroes and improve there. But if the gear isn't suitable enough, you can just sell it outright. But that's what the problem is. It's not high in value compared to the likes of Raid Shadow Legends. You could get certain gear and sell it for about 50k, but in this game it's a lot lower, right? Now, I don't know if it would allow me to do it without actually selling it, because sometimes I don't want to sell everything. But if we go to the gear section, okay, it doesn't really matter. Mythic, not mythic, ancient. I mean, there's a piece of mythic there. I can't sell it because it's already equipped, but can we find a piece there? Right, there we go. Amulet, speed. How much is it worth? 6.6k, 6,700 if you want to round it up. 6,700 gold just for selling that one item. It's really not a lot, is it? Now, if I was to enhance it, you can see the value of how much it would be if you sold it from there. So if we enhance it to number 4, there we go, and sell it, it's now worth 7.3k. Okay? If we auto enhance it to level 8, it's now 10k or 11k. Now, a number like that would be a lot better if that was just its base, default level. If you could sell items for 10k, if you was doing some balancing. Now, I've used to do it at level 12, and it's probably the furthest I'll go to. Not exactly good stats whatsoever, so I'll be selling it anyway. It's now worth 26k. Even 26k per item selling would be a lot better. Now, at least from what I can remember, and it doesn't seem to change, once you get up to level 16, if you was to sell a level 16 item, you're getting a lot more money back. But still, you put much more into it when leveling up. So obviously there's no point selling it with the intention of leveling up thinking you're going to make profit. You're not. So it's like this item here, level 16, crit damage, amulet, okay, attack speed, horrendous, rage regen, not good enough, crit rate, horrendous. I would sell that. I'm not, because I'm desperate for gear. Someone may need this. But if I was to sell it, you get 151,000. Call it 152,000 gold for selling a level 16 maxed out piece of gear, which is a nice number, but considering how much gold you've got to put into it in the first place to level it up to 16 and add in possible bad luck, you're not making a profit whatsoever. So the only way to make a profit would be just outright getting gear first hand from a raid. And I'll just demonstrate that right now, and you get an idea. So if we go to gear raid, which one should we do? Gear raid 1, because of that ongoing tournament right now. I'm on stage 19. We're just going to do an auto fight, get it over and done with, see what item we get. It'd be nice if I got lucky and I got an Ancient Mythic. Really need them. Of course, I'm using Ingrid, game changing. Very lucky to get a hold of her, but her gear isn't good enough. But that's because I'm not lucky enough to get good gear, right? I've got more legendary heroes pulling them than I have Ancient Mythic gear. Is that normal? I wonder. Anyway, let's wait for this. Now, I have got the what was it, the 20-30% extra damage or to all stats because I've completed this stage already, Power of Dominance. In case you're wondering why I wasn't using an anti-healer, it's not needed here. But when you're doing it, when you're playing it for the very first time round, yeah, it's needed, it's necessary. Those enemies there with the like red aura radius can deal damage to surrounding heroes, so you got to make sure you got a healer for this. But specifically, maybe for both sides, depending on how you deploy your units. Nocturne is just there for the sake of it, no real reason. Aeon, no real reason, she's not geared out. It's all down to Hamet and Ingrid. With Hollow increasing the rage and Dolores, I could use Leia. See how she does, because she can restore rage but also increase attack, and that's doing a 2-in-1 between a Hollow and Dolores, which is actually really good. So we got that done fairly quick. Obviously, well, I don't think we got Ancient Mythic. What does the animation look like for Ancient Mythic? I'm not too sure because I don't get that many. I don't stick around to watch the animation, but look, there we go. There we go, Sanguine Fabric. We could also do that summon whilst we're here. That's not worthwhile. So I've got this piece. So 22 stamina used. After 22 stamina, I'm selling an item for 6.6k gold. Was it really worth it? And if we just to briefly compare it to the gold raid, I can find my way over there. Here's Gold Raid. You can see the number, but we'll play it through anyway, just at least one auto fight. Unactivated, I'm not going to use that because we need to keep it basic for the purpose of this video. Zilla 2 does quite well with this. Look at that. Burn through, 200k per hit. Oh, well that wasn't supposed to happen. It's very inconsistent when it comes to the gold raid. So what I'll have to... No, do you know what? Screw it. Just keep it as it is. Who cares? One goblin got through. It is where it is. See, this is what the problem is with the auto battle. You can think you have a perfect run. You think it records it, and then when it replays it, it doesn't work out. It must be the RNG based off numbers. So in total, I obtained 99%. Close enough, 32,000 gold. I wasn't that far off, right? It cost 26 stamina. 26 to get 31k. I'm doing the max stage. We dialed it back to what? Stage number 5. Same amount of stamina used as stage 19 of Gear Raid 1, 2 and 3. But with the items over there, I'm selling a piece of gear for 6.6k and I've used 22 stamina. But if I was to do a gold raid with no boost whatsoever, stage 5, I'm getting 19,500 gold and I'm using the same amount of stamina. So obviously the gold raid, if that's all you want, let's say you are in a position where you had all the gear possible in your loadout to equip. Let's say you had lots of Ancient Mythic gear, you were really well off, and you didn't need any more gear in a certain space of time, you just needed to level it all up and have your chance of getting good items, well then all you need is gold. And to get the most gold would be through the gold raid, because you're getting a lot more there than you are through playing a raid and then selling an item. So maybe if there was to increase how much you can get from selling a piece of gear, it's got to be within reason, because if you wanted gear to be worth like 10k per piece, not leveled up, that's bordering onto the gold raid, and it defeats the purpose of gold raid itself as a mode. So yeah, there are some balancing issues, but it is demoralizing. You spend a lot of energy, stamina in game to finally get some gear, which likely isn't that good. And if you did get lucky to even get basic mythic gear, which has triple rolls on, you've upgraded it, and what did you get out of it? I mean, Let's just see, does it differ to the tier 2, tier 3 type gear? I don't think it makes a difference. Do we have anything here of value? Not from the looks of it. Where is it now? Go to gear. The foundry. I think I've got one piece. Yeah, I've got one piece here. Let's see what I can get. Is it any different in value? Probably not. Did that freeze or something? I don't think it did. Mythic gear, Wicked Vengeance. Crit damage 40%, attack 10%, that's pretty good. Attack bonus, nice. Attack speed, yeah. If it had crit rate on as well, would have been perfect, right? But it'll do. So I could level that up now. You know, you could have spent, let's just say this is the equivalent of you've been waiting for some decent, semi-decent gear. You spent a lot of stamina and now it's like, oh, now time to level it up. What can I get? Oh. 15%. Not exactly good enough. Let's hope that the attack speed carries it through. Even worse. So you've wasted a lot of stamina to get nothing, and now you've wasted a lot of gold through whatever gold you made through selling those previous items to then upgrade, at best, average stuff. Yeah, it's a problem. It's annoying, it's demoralizing, but I know there has to be balance in game because it would make the gold raid insignificant. And then all the whales, the tryhards would really, you know, abuse and get even more gold than what they have. Because, yeah, okay, you get the others out there, the big ones, whether it be creators or just the whales, whoever they are, that may spend a lot or get a lot of resources in different ways. They might have lots of energy and stamina, so then they can do more raids and sell more gear, but it does take a lot of time. And yeah, some may have 40, 60 million gold, but realistically to the general public, normal people, they're not going to have that much resources to get that much gold at the end of the day. I mean, oh, will it not let me sell it? Can I sell that? 6 points, it's the same. So it doesn't matter what tier. Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. All the same value if it's of the same rarity. Would have been good if there was a difference in price between tier 1, tier 2. Because let's be realistic. Tier 2 drops are harder to get than tier 1. Tier 1 drops by default. Tier 2 doesn't come by as often. You know, items like that, Immortal Warrior, and of course, Warlord. It's harder to get Warlord gear than it is to get Calamity. Calamity's easy to get, of course. And the most annoying one would have to be these here. These drop all the time, but they're not exactly good in the details and the substats, but still, you do come by them more often. So even if it's of the same rarity, but a different tier, there should be more in value. So if, let's just get one on screen. Let's round it up. If this was worth 7k at least, then this should be worth 8k, right? Round it up a little bit. 7, 8k. You get a bit of extra value. If it's a bit harder to get, the harder it is to get, the more it should be in value and worth. Unfortunately, I don't have any. I mean, would it let me sell that? No, because it's a quit and I have to take it on and off. I don't think I've got any. No, I'm not going to mess up with that. I don't want to regret any dodgy decisions there. But still, I do think gold is a bit of a problem. It's okay to say, oh, once you're late game and you're further on in, grinding through stage 19, 20 or 21, you're going to get lots of coins and gold. No, you're not, though. Because it still comes down to how much stamina you have. It's the stamina which is the enabler of being able to do the different modes or dungeons to then get the coins directly or indirectly through selling items. So as long as you've got a good amount of stamina, you're all good. But realistically, most people won't. To get a hold of stamina, you can get it through buying things in the shop, like the Dwarvian Association, the Black Market, so you complete in certain challenges, logins, events possibly here and there through the potions more so. And also diamonds too. You can use diamonds, gems to get more stamina potions. I guess it just depends how you distribute it. So there's different resources, but still, I just think it would be nice if you could get gold a little bit more often, because especially when it comes to late game, you're going to be spending quite a lot of time trying to find the best pieces of gear. And then once you found the best pieces, or close to the best, then you got to spend that time upgrading each item. And they're not guaranteed to be good rolls, substats, are they? Unless it's Ancient Mythic, then you've got a good chance. But if it's not Ancient Mythic, and it's just Mythic with a triple substat roll, which is good, when you level it up, it might not turn out well. It could be quite underwhelming. I mean, look at that. That's Ancient Mythic. Okay, I've not got it fully maxed out. Do I need to? Not really, but you know what? Why not do it while we're here? There you go. Trash. But it doesn't matter. It was on a bad substat anyways. Irrelevant. But I think 2 to 3 are guaranteed to be in the epic range, if not beyond, when you level it. I had nearly 2 million. Now I've got 1.7 just from doing that level up there. Okay? So you can see the cost of it. You can spend hours grinding and then sometimes selling all of those items to then get a measly amount of gold to then apply it to another item, which ends up not being great in value when you level it. So it can be quite frustrating, but it is what it is. I mean, do we have any other good examples? Not really. Yeah. I mean, yeah, when you get these pieces here, they're not going to be worth much at all, but you'd expect that, wouldn't you? Because it's just low rarity. But when I think of Raid Shadow Legends, the value of that is so much more. You can get a lot more silver or gold, whatever you call it, from that selling that gear than you can in this game. So if it could be just balanced out just a little bit more, that would be nice. But then again, when it comes to Raid Shadow Legends, they don't have an outright gold farming mode, do they? So I guess that's the trade-off with this game. But still, I do like this game. It's well designed and visually very high-end, and the creations behind it all. But still, here and there, it can be a bit frustrating, especially when you're trying to level up your heroes. You want to progress further. You might have some gear, and you just can't get there. But, you know, let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree or not? Do you think it's a problem, gold? Do you think the values of items when you sell it, is it too low, or should it remain as it is? Hope you found this video somewhat interesting. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time round.